Hello, my friends, what is up? I'm wearing red today, signifying the death of Palantir. Just kidding. So, if you have read my blog post, you would have taken profits or even closed some of your positions. As per usual, the share price of Palantir took a massive dive after the earnings call. So, similar to last quarter, graphs and information were purposely and tactfully removed. You can check out the Q2 2022 earnings report down in the description box below. In this video, I'll first run through the summary of the financial. Second, I'll be going through the forward guidance, followed by institutional holdings. Lastly, I'll be giving you my thoughts based on the macroeconomics factors and my plans going forward. First, we have the financials. So the total customer count increased from 277 to 304, a 10% increase this quarter compared to previous quarter of 17%. So Palantir only acquired 27 new customers this quarter compared to 40 last quarter. Since they have been actively hiring and expanding their sales team, I'm expecting new customer acquisition to be higher. So what happened here? Next, we have total government revenue. So the growth has slowed this quarter too. So 16% in quarter one to 13% in quarter two. The government sector accounts for 56% of Palantir's total revenue, up from 54% last quarter. If Palantir wants to scale, we should see commercial revenue accounting for a larger portion of their total revenue. Next, we have total commercial revenue growth. It has also slowed year over year, 54% last quarter to 46% this quarter. Comparing this on a quarter-on-quarter basis, the result is even worse. There is only an increase of 2% this quarter compared to 54% in the previous quarter. Next, we have the average revenue per top 20 customers. They remain relatively unchanged QOQ. This means that their top customers are not spending more. Furthermore, we can see that the net dollar retention dropped from 124% to 119% this quarter. Their existing customer base is spending less this quarter. So next we have deal closed. It increased from 208 to 234, an increase of 67%, also showing signs of slowing growth. Furthermore, billings are only up 5% year over year. In fact, it is a decrease in QOQ from 490 million to 396 million. The deal closed increased from 208 to 234, an increase of 67%, also showing signs of slowing growth. Total remaining due value and remaining performance obligation remains stagnant despite more closings this quarter. Palantir still has a very strong balance sheet with 2.4 billion cash on hand and zero debt. They also recently expanded credit facility up to 950 million, which is currently undrawn. Having a strong balance sheet is good, but does it convert to higher growth in future quarters? So for the forward guidance, so for Q3 2022, revenue of 475 million, which is only a 21% year-on-year increase, 0% QOQ increase. In the previous quarter, it was around 25% YOY expectation. So for financial year 2022, we are expecting a revenue of 1.9 billion for the year, which is only a 23% YOY growth. So to put in context, 2021 was at 1.5 billion. So it is a significant decrease from their previous guidance of 30% YOY. And furthermore, they also mentioned that we are not guiding beyond FY 2022. So I will be revising my model soon to account for this change in guidance. For institutional holdings, a decline in institutional ownership coincides with the macroeconomic factors. The share price keeps getting lower after each earning due to a miss in EPS. For institutional ownership to increase, we will need to see the company start to be consistently profitable. As such, the share price of Palantir is subjected to volatility in retail trading. Fundamentals for the company is alright. However, short-term wise, there are potential red flags being observed. Palantir had its growth slowed this quarter and potentially next quarter. However, they could be partly due to the macroeconomic factors over the past few months. We saw that the euro headed back to dollar parity last month, increasing the cost for European companies to engage Palantir. The cost of using Palantir services is already high, and coupled with the unfavorable exchange rates, revenue tends to do worse than expected. Many companies are also cutting their costs and spending. Palantir services are discretionary spendings for businesses. They are not essentials like oil and raw materials. So during this period of recession, it is expected that the revenue for Palantir get hit and a slowdown will happen. Also, with the inflation soaring globally, business revenue has been hit hard with many missed earnings. So in this earning crunch, we should see the price of stock market going down. Also, to combat inflation, the Fed needs to remove money from the economy. Potentially, we'll see the interest rate continue to go higher into financial year 2023. Palantir has taken this into factor and thus guided for low or stagnant growth in Q3 2022. Palantir has taken this into factor and thus guided for low and stagnant growth in Q3 2022. Now, for my plan. So in Q1 2022, the management has stated that we will see an increase in government revenue in H2 2022. I'll be keeping a lookout for this. In addition, stock-based compensation has remained stagnant. So I'll like to see SBC continue to go down. My only concern now is that they ramp up hiring and expansion of its sales team. Potentially, we could see SBC increasing going forward, which I do not like. Also, food for thought. If we see an increase in sales headcount over the past few quarters, are we supposed to see such stagnant guidance made by the management? I will be amending my pricing model for Palantir and let you know if there are any significant changes. Previously, using the bear case scenario, my DCF showed an implied present value of $8, which is around the current share price. So right now, I'm staying on the sideline. I have not sold, nor am I going to buy the dip. I am very bearish on the market as a whole, expecting a reset on the economy in order to bring inflation and housing prices down. If we ever get to $5, I'll start accumulating more positions in Palantir. And that is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.